Welcome back to NJ.com. Matt Stanmyre here once again with Mike Kinney, our high school football expert from the Star Ledger. Back for the Star Ledger Scramble. Let's get into it.
Real fun.
Starting out at West Orange, Seton Hall Prep.
Yes.
They have Rory Merklinger, who's been on the team for a couple years now, and he's a guy who makes a lot of, he makes a lot of noise on both sides of the ball.
Yes, he does.
On defense and on offense as a running back. He's kind of had some injury issues last year that carried into this year a little bit, but he was full strength this past weekend. 180 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns against Columbia. It looks like he's back in the fold. That's really going to help them.
This is going to be so key for Seton Hall to have that backfield replenished and to have Rory there. Rory's a kid with a great deal of experience, great deal of heart. Great sophomore year. A lot of people in Essex County might remember the great game he had against Irvington as a sophomore when Kevin Menange got hurt about 4 plays into the game. Kid was terrific down at Shabazz Stadium, excellent, and we even talked about it on the video. He had an excellent sophomore year. Last year started out strong. Had a knee injury and sprained a knee and just, never came back strong. Missed a few games, never came back real strong, had about 3 rushing touchdowns. Missed the first 2 games this year. Came back, had limited carries against Montclair and East Orange. Came back strong against Columbia, like you said, the 3 touchdowns. That is really going to help Seton Hall. If he's strong in that backfield, it's going to make their offense good and to make Sean McGuire's passing so much stronger.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's a key cog to get back in the lineup, so we'll see how that affects them for the rest of the season. Also, we had great games across the board this week, but Kearny Snyder, this was a very interesting one. 68-42 Kearny win. You don't get that score all the time out of Kearny.
That's right.
Gabriel Xavier, he had 223 yards on the ground and 5 touchdowns. Is Kearny football back? Should we be talking about Kearny football, not soccer?
Yeah, exactly. That's all you talk about in Kearny. I think is soccer. They forget the football team is there. Well, this will make you remember that, right? Yeah. Thing about Xavier, he's only a sophomore, so I don't know. Maybe they're building themselves up. This is kind of a fun game. Snyder's a little down, and Kearny's, obviously better. But they went back and forth, had some fun, played a lot of offense. I think both teams' defense have to get a little stronger if you're going to talk about, really being an improved football team. But nonetheless, a lot of guys scored, a lot of guys had fun, and I'm sure they're going to have a great week of practice this week. You don't score that many points and have a bad week of practice. You get ready to play next week. So
that'll make spirits higher for sure. Yeah. Another guy with a big offensive performance this past week, Demarest wide receiver Dan Crimmins. This isn't just any guy. He's going to Boston College on a scholarship, so he is a talented player. He had 10 catches for 278 yards against Northern Highlands. This kid is a baller, huh?
He definitely is. He's about 6'5". He's athletic. He can play a lot of positions. He's at receiver now because that's what he'll play in college, more likely at Boston College. That's what they want him as. He's got speed, he's got great hands, he's got that size. He'll seal off defenders, does all the good things. The one thing about Crimmins is that everybody knows the ball's coming to him, and he has 23 receptions for 591 yards. Now, the 23 receptions in 5 games doesn't really jump out like crazy, but the fact is that 8 of them are touchdowns. So this kid is money. He catches the ball when he needs to catch the ball to give Demarest a lead, no matter who knows it's coming. Double coverage him, he'll jump over you, he'll get in front of you, he'll catch the football. He's having a terrific year, and I'm sure the Boston College people are going, we can't wait, we can't wait, we want him.
It sounds like he goes up, 6'5", this kid?
6'5", and athletic,
Wow, sounds like a good one.
Yep.
Also, another team that's playing great is Sayreville. People kind of forgot about them in Middlesex County this year. They've been kind of a little bit, down. They had the early loss to South Brunswick, which maybe looked bad at the beginning, but now it doesn't look so bad. But they're playing great, and they're knocking on the door of the top 20.
That's right. When they lost to South Brunswick, they played very well. They lost. It was only a 1-touchdown game. Their defense played well. But it seems as though people were wondering maybe their defense was a little low. Sid Holt, our defensive player of the year last year for the Star Ledger, he was gone, and some other key defenders were gone. But right now, DeLon Stevenson is running the ball very well, and they're really playing good, smart, ball control offense. And right now, like you said, they came off that loss. They learned something from that loss. They reunited. They're playing really tough. They're going to be a factor the rest of the season in the GMC and certainly in Central Jersey Group 4. They always are. Sayreville Bombers are tough. Man.
Yeah, they always seem to be in the mix. Finally, Westfield and Union. This was another really wild game. We had several this weekend over the holiday. Westfield scored as time expired to win this one, but another great, wacky high school football game.
Jamari Bogan from Union rushes for over 300 yards, scores 5 touchdowns, 1 on a punt return. Looks like Union is in control. Westfield with 37, he scores with 37 seconds left. Okay, game's over, right? Yeah, right. Westfield's got a chance. Now, Westfield does this with James O'Rourke to Mike Stravich on a halfback option play.
Oh, wow.
And terrific. Bob Bear, who does Union County First, he's at the game, and he talks to Coach Jim DeSarno. Jim DeSarno's quote on this was great. He said, "We drew up that one in the sand. James was the bottle cap. Mike was the stick. It just brings you back to playing football in the park, right?
That's great.
And sometimes that's what you got to do.
Yeah.
Hey, how you feeling? How you going? We're going to pitch it back. You just get open, get open, catch the ball, and see what we can do. You know. And Westfield with a huge upset win over Union. So great football this weekend. 4 days of it. Excellent.
That's a great way to end it too. Two good programs, final play like that. That's awesome. We'll walk away right now with that. Make sure you check NJ.com and in the Star Ledger for all our recaps and results. We will see you next time.